Welcome back, everybody, on this morning of Thursday at the Cybertrade University Morning Cyber Group. How's everybody doing? The music is still playing. Is it really? Let me stop playing up, everyone. How's everything going? Good to see you, Lita. Good to see you, Phil, Michael, everybody on YouTube, Facebook Live. A couple of big things happening. Obviously, you hear what's going on with the news with Disney. I'll talk a little about that. That's taking a big hit. A couple of really nice stocks yesterday. Is there anything trading this morning? We're going to go out and check. I think there isn't yet, but there are a few things that did move, so we'll check them out. In the meantime, let's talk about the big news. So anyway, regarding about the Dow that happened yesterday, you could see what happened. You know, we had the inflation numbers come out. They were doing a little bit better, had a little bit of a bounce, but things dwindled down. I mean, the market literally dropped and came down a lot. You could see it went from 33,700, where it went to 33,200. Thing dropped about 500 points. And then we had a little bit of a kickback. So yesterday was a little bit more of just trading brand name stocks. We did have a couple of stocks that did move in the market, a lot of them actually, and I'll point them out to you. But yesterday was more of like a market stock. Like, listen, I know a lot of you here, especially on social media, you keep playing the Intels, the Microsofts, you know, the Teslas, the AMDs, and all that. But sometimes they don't always move, but when you have the market very volatile the way it was yesterday, it actually kind of worked out better. So we had a nice little bounce for about 300 points going right into the open, going to the close after around 130. So it was a pretty good movement. But there were a couple of stocks. Let's talk about really quick some of the stocks that we found. So anyway, Carvana not only been a good day trade, it's been a good swing trade. It was kind of hard to trade yesterday, but you could see here, when we're looking at the bigger chart right here, the long-term stock was right around $6. It's almost up about 100% in the past week. So it's been a really, really good swing trade. We've been trading that stock. Obviously, earnings came out, and we know that the earnings make such a big deal on the stocks movement. You know, we hear pharmaceutical stocks. We trade a lot of them. We get these huge 200-300% moves, sometimes 1,000. We've seen, if you've been here every morning, regarding about the short squeezes, but earnings are a different ball game. You know what I mean? Like, it's when you have price per share, you know, and you start calculating the book value, and I'm not here to teach you what I've learned in my Series 7 license, but when you look at the PE, price per earning, which is basically the abbreviation of it, it really, that's what gauges the value, what the stock is worth to what the company is in value is worth. So that's basically that comes out, but that's been doing pretty well. Another couple of stocks, MVS moved pretty decent. The stock was a very inexpensive stock, started right around 10 o'clock at around $1.50, ran all the way to 230. And, you know, we're usually done around the 10:30 when we do our broadcasting, our audio broadcasting in the Cyber Group room, which, by the way, if you're watching right now on any social media, just take your phone and just make sure you scan that QR code, and you can join us whenever you like to. If you want to be in a trading room for a whole day, here's your opportunity to do it. But that stock, we were done commentary right around, like I said, 10:30. But it had a nice little move right around 12 o'clock. And for some of us, you know that we always talk about this. You know, you can't trade every day, but there are people around the world. There's always a time, there's some way to trade. You get program trading, it kicks in at certain times. A couple of the stock, Mara did really well too. Also, you could see the stock has been making higher highs on the long-term chart. Coinbase is doing pretty well. Riot's doing pretty well, but Mara's been kind of our favorite. The stock's been at a $6 price range, almost a double since less than a year. So that one's doing pretty well. PLTR, I don't know what's up with this stock, but this is another earnings stocks that we traded. Stock was $7, already at 10. It had major resistance. What was nice about this stock is that I'm going to be on Metastock today at 4 o'clock. For any of you familiar with Metastock, one of the oldest, most prestigious platforms, one of the greatest platforms out there to trade on. And I'll have a couple examples on that regarding a PLTR, but that thing, just like another earnings announcement, exactly like Carvana, stock was moving. Now, what did not work pretty well, and I told you this before, PayPal. Let me tell you, I bucked the trend. I really did buck the trend on this stock, and I lost money on it. And let me tell you, I tell you all the time, traders, losing money is a good thing if you know why you lost it. So I had a stop order loss in that stock. I thought I was going to, I basically did a swing trade, and it came right around this 69. And I thought that, like, you know what, when I go back in history, I saw that 69, even going back into July of 2022 and May, big support levels, it was going to bounce. Well, there were big block orders at that price. I took a shot, and sure enough, stock went down, and look, it's down to 63. So how many times could you ever say, like, oh man, thank God I got out of that position? So, and the reason why I don't want to sound like a broken record, because I've been talking about it for the last 2-3 days due to earnings, but look what happened yesterday. That thing got demolished, got crushed yesterday. A couple other stocks that did pretty well. KNO was a really nice, inexpensive stock. Big pop in the morning from $1 to $1.40. AMD, obviously, we talked about that. In NVIDIA, you know, they got these. Listen, stock's been doing phenomenal, but it's at a major resistance levels right around 100. But AMD, once again, we're all familiar with the AI stocks. And you know what? These are the chips that make them, the super chips. They run them, and they're actually benefiting from it. Now, the big news this morning is Disney. Okay, let's try to learn our mistakes on Disney. Okay, what happened with PayPal? I'm actually quite shocked that the stock is down. I was watching some of the financial stations, and everyone's like, don't bet against Disney. You know, especially I'm going to go see one of my favorite movies, you know, today. And people are like, you're going to watch it now? Yeah, I'm taking my kids and my nephews and everyone. We're going to go see Guardians of the Galaxy. So big fan. I don't know if you guys, I mean, and who cares about it, but I would think that stock would generate and do well. But I guess especially with when the old CEO came back, Egler came, big fan too, Cindy. All right, so it won't make me feel bad. All right, but you learn something new about everyone, you know, coming here in the room. But anyway, earnings are not that good. You probably could see is probably a good short. The stock is still trending down. You could see it had a really good push. You know, right around this 102, kind of broke out, but sure enough, you got a lot of support levels. Try to be careful trying to find, you know, and catch a falling knife. But Disney, as of right now, DIS looks pretty good. And what's nice about this is that you will get good iceberg orders on it. When I mean, the stock traded over. I mean, it didn't trade a lot of shares. I mean, only trade about 1 million. Michael said streaming problems with Disney. Well, you know what? You can only watch the same shows over and over and over and over again, right? I mean, how many times could you watch them? So Paramount's obviously doing it pretty good, but Disney, I mean, what's really on Disney? I mean, how many times could you watch, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy reruns, or even though they were the biggest revenue generated movies in the industry? But I'm going to just hop over here and see what's going on with Disney anyway. I'm going to bring up on my level 4 and see what we got going on here. So I can show you guys, because usually you get good iceberg orders. The only bad thing about this stock right here is it didn't trade that much volume. All right, so it just hit a big iceberg order just now, and you could see it right here. You see that big volume bar right there? Look at that bull right there. 88,000 shares got traded. That's about almost 10% what already traded this morning. It was a big support level. It held there at 840. It just broke it. Now it's going to this 20,000 share. And I don't see anyone out there. Look at it. There's no one out there. Look, I'm dropping down to 90. Okay, there's really no one out there. Those were the two really major support levels. And remember, support levels get driven by buyers and sellers. So if they're not out there, you better watch your back, fellow traders. Anyway, Disney, let me move on. Now, here's a stock that just came out of nowhere. It just popped right now, okay? SBFM. What's nice about this stock is that it's cheaper. It's got 2.5 million shares traded. Obviously, news just came out on it. I don't know what it is because I'm talking to you, but we will get it in the Cyber Group room. A lot of orders just showed up. Not the greatest, but you can see it looks kind of messy. Looks like you're having a lot of algorithms going on right now. So anyway, that one looks pretty cool. That one, I mean, listen, overall, this morning was crappy. I mean, we found this stock, the biggest percentage gainer, up 65%. It's going nowhere. It almost looks like a buyout. ABST, this is a buyout because you could see the trend really hasn't gone anywhere. Garbage. great volume, cheap stock up 24%, but not going anywhere. All these stocks, APP on the other hand, I don't know. Remember the biggest thing we teach you when you take our classes, in lesson 1, phase 1, 50% of the traders will fail because they trade a stock that's not tradable, meaning big spreads, all that, too volatile, small tier sizes, all those things you got to look for. Because remember, if you buy a stock, you got to get out of it. GT, what's going on here? Looks like GT Tire. Wow, we traded that stock a while ago. GT's doing pretty well. Big support levels right around 10. It's been hovering here forever. Look at that. It's finally picking up some momentum. It is testing some resistance levels. Remember, you get a lot of program trading. It kicks in around 9 a.m. So GT is going to go on there. It was just 1-800-Flowers. Not really going anywhere. Heard some news about them. They're getting into the AI business. Oh, now I know why. I know why 1-800-Flowers is moving. It's Mother's Day. By the way, everyone, don't forget your mama. All right. So there's that that stock we traded yesterday, PRPL. Looks like it's backing off. Not shocked. All right, losers. What we got going on, losers? Oh, what happened to this AI stock? This one took a little bit of a beating. This one is getting crushed. This stock we traded, this thing went from $2 to $7. Look at that. The snap of a finger. You think it's going to go higher? You blew up your whole account. All right, New York Stock Exchange doesn't look like anything's pretty much moving there on the losers list on the NASDAQ. New York, on the other hand, 9%, second biggest percentage gainer. Fiverr, these are all garbage. These things are not moving. Nothing going on there. I'll say it once, I'll say it twice, I'll say it 1,000 times. Big fan of NASDAQ because you always find NASDAQ has the more volatility of stocks. And without the volatility, you got nothing. All right. The only thing that made that list was that Disney trade. All right. So anything I'm missing, I did not call out. Peloton recalled 2.2 million bikes as hazard. Ooh, is that what it was? What's the symbol on that again? What's the symbol on Peloton? I didn't see the losers on it. Was it P? We traded that stock so many times. Was it PL? Anybody know off the top of their head? Peloton. There you go. PTON. Yeah, that one's taking a really big hit. PTON. You know what? Peloton was awesome when we had, COVID. People want to get in shape, the monitors, everything. This stock was in the $90 to $100 range and was even higher than that. Yeah, 180 actually during COVID. And sure enough, look at that thing getting a big catastrophe. First of all, that bike costs like $4,000, $6,000. You know what I mean? Like, come on, right? I don't know if it's on your short list, but definitely check. All right, cyber traders, let's get ready for the market open up. We got about 15 minutes. Once again, if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook Live, or you watch a recording, take your phone, scan that little QR code. If you want to join our trading room and do some workshops, we'll teach you more how we find these iceberg orders. Cyber traders, it's Thursday. It's going to be a beautiful week. And here in New York, I don't know where you are, so I'm probably not expecting to be a very volatile one going into tomorrow. But Thursday's always our big day. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So let's try to make the best of it. And if you see something, say something. For everybody else, we'll see you back here at 2:30. So trade safe.